Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to deep dive into men's fashion. Yes, kitty. Do you want to be in the video? Come on. Today we're going to deep dive into the world of men's fashion. We're going to deep dive into one of the most iconic staples of a man's sartorial wardrobe, and that is the pinstripe suit. Whether you are a seasoned suit wearer or someone who is just starting their sartorial journey, hopefully this video will give you everything you need to know about the history and significance of the pinstripe suit, and more importantly, how to style one. So first, let's talk history. So the pinstripe suit has a rich heritage which dates back to the late 19th, early 20th century. So originally the pinstripe was associated with the world of banking and finance in London, each bank having its own specific and distinct pinstripe. This acted almost as a uniform, and the idea was that you could distinguish which bank a certain gentleman worked for regarding the pinstripe of his suit. The idea was also to project an image of trustworthiness and professionalism. But the pinstripe didn't stay confined to the walls of the banks for too long, because by the 1920s and 30s it became synonymous with the jazz culture and the world of gangsters such as Al Capone. The pinstripe suit symbolized power and authority and this rebellious flair, and it also got the nickname the power suit because of this. As Hollywood glamorized the look of the pinstripe suit, it began to evolve, and by the mid 20th century it became a staple in the wardrobe of businessmen and style icons alike. Now let's talk about the significance of those stripes. The stripes themselves, typically thin and vertical lines, run down the fabric of the suit. Oftentimes they are quite subtle, often known as chalk stripe, and sometimes they are quite bold and make an impact. This suit being a prime example of that, with extra wide lapels and quite a big contrast between the base color navy and then this white stripe. The pattern, width, color and spacing all vary and allows quite a lot of variation when it comes to this classic look, as you'll see in the next part when I style some of these suits. These ones are a little bit more checkered, another one is a bit more of a chalk stripe, and the other one is actually a brown stripe. So for example, you will find some pinstripe suits where the stripe is barely visible at all. It's barely even there, and it's only noticeable if you are quite close up. Then there's others that are more pronounced with a bolder, sharper stripe that create much more of a statement. Exhibit A. One of the main benefits of a pinstripe suit is how flattering the effect of a vertical stripe is for the wearer. It elongates the body, making us appear taller and also slimmer. So it's no wonder it's a favorite among men that are trying to make an impression. And it's one of the reasons I love pinstripes, because I am not a very tall man. I am 5'8" on a tall day, 3'11" on the internet. That's an inside joke for those who follow me on Instagram. But I love pinstripes, particularly at events like Pitti Uomo, or if I have business meetings where I'm trying to put my best foot forward. I'll generally opt for a pinstripe because they're bold, it exudes confidence, it makes me look tall, slim, makes my shoulders look wide, makes my chest look big, it makes me look powerful, confident, assertive, and it is why it's so popular on the likes of Wall Street, why it's so popular in banks, why it's so popular in that business world. It's why it's nicknamed the power suit, because it instills a sense of power to the wearer. So now let's get on to styling the pinstripe suit. So my ethos when it comes to style is, yes, there are rules, but treat the rules more like guidelines.
The code is more what you'd call guidelines than actual rules.
Get to know them and then learn how to break them or bend them, because they're not strict. Style is subjective. Style should allow your creativity and your personality to showcase through, and if you are confined around these rigid set of rules that you think are gospel brought down from the Fortezza in Pitti on, I don't know, silk cloth, that's a religious kind of joke Ten Commandments. Don't know if you got that. But treat them as guidelines. Yes, learn them, but learn how to break them, because style is all about personality, and you need to be able to let your personality show through your clothing, especially when you're wearing suits, because they are inevitably rigid by nature. So being able to push your personality and put your own spin on a very classic way of dressing is very important, at least in my opinion. So now that we've got that kind of disclaimer and the history out of the way, let's talk about styling the pinstripe suit, or at least my thoughts on it. So first things first, it's important to keep the rest of your outfit relatively simple, because the stripes are going to be the thing doing all the talking. It's a statement piece already, and you don't really want to overdo it. It's why I talk about things like a four in hand, or why we all throw the word sprezzatura around. Dressing like this already kind of communicates that you're trying really hard, so you don't want to exude that. You don't want to like scream, I'm trying really hard, right? So the art is in the subtlety, and a bold pinstripe suit is not very subtle, so the rest of the outfit kind of needs to be. When it comes to shirts, a crisp white and a light blue dress shirt are always going to be your safe bet. Yes, you can pattern clash intentionally, but it's a little difficult to do. A stripe is going to look like a lot of stripes, so you're really going to have to play with the volume of those stripes, and particularly like if it's in a tie, for example. So if these pinstripes are quite thin, you want the stripes on the tie to be really big. With a shirt, I don't really think that works well, in my opinion. Something like a gingham or a houndstooth or something like that works a little bit better, but me personally, keep it really simple with a plain white and a plain blue, and you can't really go wrong. Ties, again, I tend to follow the same principle with the shirts and keep them block colors, because they should at least complement but never kind of compete. Block colors are going to be your safe bet. One tie that should be in every man's wardrobe is a navy grenadine tie. This thing can be worn with pretty much every single suit that you own. It's the most versatile thing in the entire wardrobe if you happen to be someone that wears a tie all of the time. With pocket squares, again, I would keep the pattern complementary but not clashing. Yes, it's going to clash, but make that clash intentional. Make sure it complements your tie, not matching your tie. We don't ever want to do that. If you're stuck, a plain white one is always going to be a safe bet. If you're really stuck, just leave the pocket square alone altogether. It is not mandatory. The presence of a pocket does not mean that there needs to be something in it. If you're really struggling to match a pocket square with your suit, just leave it out. Footwear is a crucial part of the pinstripe suit. The pinstripe suit is inherently formal. It belongs in formal settings. It is one of the most formal kind of everyday suits that you can wear. In my opinion, the next level of formality from a pinstripe suit is black tie. It is inevitably, whatever way you break it down, whatever way you try to dress it down, a pinstripe suit is formal. Ergo, the footwear should match. So in my opinion, a black Oxford or a dark brown Oxford are the safest shoes to do. If you really want to, you could do a loafer, like a black penny loafer or a dark brown penny loafer. I would probably avoid a tassel loafer. It's a little bit casual in my opinion. I would also avoid suede because that makes it a little bit more casual. I would avoid trainers at all costs. Just stick with an Oxford in plain black or dark brown and you really cannot go wrong. So dressing down the pinstripe is something that is very difficult to do. Yes, you can remove the tie, or in this case it's a three-piece, you could remove the waistcoat, or for my American cousins, a vest. Kind of drops the formality a little bit, but not dramatically because it's a bold pinstripe suit. You could swap the footwear out, you could change the Oxfords for a loafer, and yes, that drops the formality again. But again, it is still a pinstripe suit and it is still formal. I think this outfit by David Beckham, where he's wearing a pinstripe trouser with a polo t-shirt, is a good way of dressing down the outfit, but notice his footwear is a pair of derbies, so it's still kind of formal. Or this outfit of me in Milan, where I'm wearing a baseball cap, but I'm only wearing the pinstripe jacket. I was trying to play on that kind of 90s aesthetic with the pale blue jeans, the loafers, the white socks, the vest, and the pinstripe jacket. So even then, I'm not actually dressing down the entire suit. I'm just taking one element of the suit to kind of elevate a casual outfit and use the formality as intentional juxtaposition. A lot of people like wearing trainers with their suits. Me personally, I would leave this to solid suits and suits in a fabric that is deemed a bit more casual, like tweed or flannel. It's a lot easier to dress those down as they were never intended for the boardroom. So there you have it, the pinstripe suit, a garment with a fascinating and significant history and a huge impact on the sartorial world with its timeless and elegant style. So whether you're looking to channel that kind of old school gangster vibe, which every time I wear this thing in an Instagram reel, that's inevitably the comments about a Tommy gun, or if you're looking to kind of evoke those Wall Street kind of vibes, you might need a solid gold Cartier Santos, an homage to Gordon Gekko. The pinstripe suit is really something that I think if you are a seasoned suit wearer, if you are in law, if you're in business, if you're in banking, yes, all those worlds become a little bit more casual in this day and age, but if you are someone that wears suits a lot, if you already have your staple suits like your charcoal grey and your classic navy, I think a pinstripe suit really could be your next suit, just for those special occasions when you really want to make an impact, when you want the room to really sit up and pay attention when you walk in. Remember, it's all about how you carry yourself. The suit doesn't wear you, you wear the suit. So make sure it fits well and make sure you wear it with confidence. So that is my roundup of the pinstripe suit. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe. This is kind of the first style of this video other than my dop kit video, which is linked up there if you want to watch it. It's kind of the first video that I've done in this kind of style and this format. So if this is something that you would like more of, please do let me know in the comments below. Also, if you had a favorite of the 3 pinstripe suits that I showcased today, also drop a comment and let me know which one is your favorite and why. If you have any specific questions or requests for different style breakdowns, please let me know and I'll add it to my list of videos. And until next time, stay sharp. Did you see that person walk by in the background? This kitty cat. Kitty, your tail is in the way of my prompter. This is difficult.